Before the video begins, just want to say a few things, like a quick disclaimer. One, this video is an hour long, so if you are a big fan of Game Explain's hour-long discussions, then this is going to be right up your alley. Yeah, I really like the discussions too, and yeah, we kind of got carried away in this one. This isn't even everything. This video is not even everything we have to talk about. We forgot quite a few things, and we're going to be doing a part 2, so expect to see that sometime this week, hopefully. Well, I guess I should be saying next week, whatever. This week, next week, you know. Sometime fairly soon, so, yeah. Also, yeah, the quality isn't exactly the greatest, yeah. Basically, I tried to record it the correct way using Audacity. Audacity would just not cooperate, so I basically just said screw it and decided to use Bandai Cam, convert it to an MP3, and put it in the video. It sounds fine, it sounds good enough, you'll be able to hear what we're saying, I hope. I didn't rewatch the entire video because I didn't feel like it, but I'm sure it turned out fine, so yeah. So, you know, the audio wasn't exactly the greatest, but I'll try and have it fixed in future videos. So, yeah, hope you enjoy. It was definitely very fun to make. It was definitely nice having someone else on the Nin-Cast for once. And we're definitely going to be doing more in the future. Aside from part 2, we're going to be doing more in the future, definitely. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Hey everyone, this is Logan589XP for another video, finally. I know, it's been over a week since the Switch has been announced. Yeah, for if you've been living under a rock for the past week and a half. The NX is called the Switch. There's been a lot of talk about it. Game Explains like 5 different discussions, and I haven't done a single one, even though I said I was going to, like right after it was revealed, so sorry about that. But I put it off for a few reasons. One, I wanted to have some better quality, and 2, I wanted to have someone else on the show this time, or well, the Nin-Cast, whatever, on the video. So today we have someone else, and that would be Ender50, as I'm sure everyone knows. If you're, you know in the Yokai Watch community, you know him. So yeah. So I guess we can just start. So, yeah, why don't we just start with like our first impressions? Then why don't you start first?
Okay. So like when it was announced, like well, when I first watched the trailer for it. You know, I was pretty excited. It got me hyped for the console because, you know, we're finally getting out of the Wii brand, and it was kind of confusing for a lot of people because they were calling it the Wii instead of the Wii U. It's kind of weird. But I'm finally glad that we're getting out of the Wii brand, and then Nintendo Switch is a great idea. I mean, having a portable console. I mean, the Wii U tried that, like they did it, but you had to be like in range of the TV to actually use it. That was like kind of a downfall. I mean, that wasn't. I guess probably that was the main gimmick or something. I honestly can't remember, but I'm glad that we're getting the Nintendo Switch, and the controller though. I'm loving the controller, like the Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch. I really did like that, and I like the idea of having, you know, a portable console. Kudos to Nintendo for actually doing it. And plus, we might even get you know, I think the console will run on 1080 by 50 FPS or 1080 by 30 FPS.
Well, from what we know, the actual screen on like the handheld part is 720p, but then of course it'll like scale up, and the games will run at 1080p when you're on the TV. At least from what we've heard so far. Nothing confirmed, it's just rumors, but yeah.
Yeah, the rumors. I'm pretty sure that the rumors for the NX were alright. Some of them, at least. I'm not sure. Like Emily Roger, Eurogamer, like those guys, like they were pretty spot on. And I'm gonna have to admit, I was very against that rumor when I first heard about it, because not really because of me, but because I thought that was gonna like tank the NX, because, you know, it was the NX at the time, of course, because, you know,
everyone on the planet wants, Nintendo to make the most powerful console of all time, and it can run every game at 4K 60 FPS on ultra settings, and it's like, that's not gonna happen. And the fact that this isn't that, I thought I was gonna give the system negative PR before it was even announced. So that, and I was also just against the hybrid idea for other reasons. Like I thought the two controllers on the side looked kind of stupid and stuff like that. But when it was revealed and you actually saw how it worked, it looks pretty cool. And of course you can the two controllers on the side, they're called Joy-Cons for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is not only because of like if you have them on the tablet part, they're it's basically a Wii U gamepad with an Xbox One type controller layout with a much better screen. And here's the even cooler part is that you can take the two Joy-Cons off of the tablet and you can put it in a grip, and it essentially makes it like a pro controller. Well, not quite, but it's basically just a regular controller.
Yeah, and I like that, and you can like he said, you can you can take it anywhere, and you can still play the game, which is great. And then when you put it back on the what is it,
the dock.
The dock. Yeah, you can continue playing the game where you left off, which is great. I love that.
And one thing about the whole hybrid idea is that it doesn't involve any stupid gimmicks. Like I've seen some stupid people argue that the hybrid itself is the gimmick, but I've also seen people point out, and rightfully so, that it's not really a gimmick unless it really changes the way you play the game. Like being able to take your games wherever the heck you are is not really something that affects how you play. It just changes where you play it. Like with the Wii remote, for example, that was technically a gimmick because it changed the way you play the game with the motion controls. You can move your arm around, you can move something on screen. That changed how you played the game. Even with the Wii U, with the touch screen and the gyroscope in it, that with Splatoon, for example, had the gyro sensor and you could aim more accurately, stuff like that. That actually changes how you play the game. But with the Switch, all it is just you can take it wherever you want. But you use the standard, controls. Even if you're using the handheld part, you can use the Pro Controller, or you can take the Joy-Cons, put in the grip. You're not forced to play it like you would on the gamepad. You can do whatever controller layout you want, regardless of whether you're using the handheld or you just have it on the dock and the TV. It's basically just a standard console you can take anywhere. No gimmicks, no forced touchscreen, no forced gyro control, no forced motion controls, none of that stuff. It's just a regular system you can take wherever you want, and you can use a regular freaking controller. Why people don't understand that is beyond me, but whatever.
I think it's probably because they're used to Nintendo with, their gimmicks.
Everyone's used to Nintendo having something gimmicky, so they're just gonna go and call it a gimmick when it's not really a gimmick.
Yeah, it isn't.
Especially, and plus, a gimmick normally is associated with something that's bad. I have not heard, the whole hybrid idea has been received pretty much mostly positively, so it's not like it's negative or anything. Gimmick is always oh, they have a stupid gimmick. No one's really complained about, well, aside from some the Xbox, Sony, PC Master Race fanboys, I think everything has to be their way. Aside from them, it's been basically very positively received because remember when they showed Skyrim, so many people are oh, well, I gotta get a Switch now because I can play Skyrim on the go. Stuff like that. I don't.
Plus, we have a lot of third-party supporters compared to the 8 that were on the Wii U.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, people have shown us pictures. If you don't know, on the Nintendo's website, they have a list of all the third parties and there's a lot on that list. There's a lot of indie ones, but there's also a lot of well-known ones like Activision and EA and Ubisoft. 5. Yeah, Level 5's on there. Take-Two, they own Rockstar, so there's a lot of big companies on that list, so that's definitely a good thing to know there is, at least at the beginning, some good support. Now, to be fair, everyone's going to be oh, it's going to be the Wii U, where they're going to be there on launch, and they're going to quickly abandon it once the thing starts to sell badly, but here's the thing. There's nothing really, I don't think, the Switch is not going to sell bad, and there's so many companies on there that are already making games, I just don't see how that would really happen.
Yeah.
But, once again, people point out, well, it happened with the Wii U, so it could happen again. That's true, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo is not going to make that same mistake again. And once again, it's like with the Wii U, like one argument for is, oh well, developers had make the game run smoothly on both the system and like the gamepad because they had to render it on both, or like of course like the specs or whatever. But it's like, this time around it's not really like once again like it's just a regular console that you can play on the go. Like there's not like anything. They don't have to really program for anything specific. They don't have to put in some gimmicky function. It's just basically like port the PS4 Xbox One game and just make it like on the go. That's literally all you have to do. You don't have to change the controls or anything.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's very simple and straightforward. Nothing. Yeah.
Like
so
complicated or whatever.
Yeah.
Not to say like the gimmicks were complicated.
It's just that people didn't like them.
Yeah. And I don't know how they're gonna get back their like audience that grew with the Wii because like
that's basically it. People have said this a billion times across the internet, and I'll have to agree with them. The Wii only sold as much as it did because everyone bought it for Wii Sports Bowling. And once everyone was tired of that, the Wii plummeted. And basically, no one played it on like the last 2 years of its existence. Of course, I played it, but a lot of people are just like the term of like my family has like a Wii collecting dust under their TV. Like there's so many like. What's actually funny is that I have a broken Wii, and I know so many people that have Wiis that have never used them in years, and I just kind of want to be like, hey, can I take that? Because no one uses them anymore. Like, unless you want to play like Project M or something, there's not really any real reason to use an original Wii, especially if you have a Wii U, because backwards compatibility and everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, yeah.
And like, I hope that we get a good library at launch. I hope we get
remember Nintendo, like I remember like Miyamoto himself said that they were going to reveal the Switch originally at E3, but they didn't because they wanted to make sure they had a strong launch lineup, and that's also why it didn't come out this year. It was supposed to come out in December of this year, but they delayed it because they wanted to have that strong launch library.
Yep.
And Zelda's the only one that's confirmed that's basically going to be coming at launch, because it's going to, obviously, there's no question. And Zelda's a very, very, very strong title to launch with, and that would probably be enough on its own, but of course they're going to have other games, which we're going to be finding out in January. For those who don't know, there's going to be a Switch press conference presentation coming on in January where they're going to reveal all the stuff. They're going to reveal all the games. They're going to show off more of like the system, the interface. They're going to show off like everything in January.
And I'm honestly excited for that, because we're gonna obviously get some games that are gonna be revealed. Hopefully, I think it's just gonna be talking about the consoles. I think from what I've heard, it's probably gonna just be with investors and all that.
Well, Nintendo's official press thing says that it's going to be for investors and people in like the gaming industry, and it's going to be in Tokyo, but it's going to be streamed worldwide, and they're going to have representatives from Nintendo America, so like Bill Trin, he will probably be there doing the translating and everything, so it's like it's obviously it's definitely. And one thing about this that's really cool that a lot of people haven't pointed out is the fact that this is going to be like a press conference, which is something that people have been wanting from Nintendo for a long, long time. Everyone's been wanting them to go back to doing press conferences. Well, this is basically going to be a press conference, so you're getting your wish right there.
That's pretty much.
Because they're not calling it a direct. It's not a direct by any means. It's like it's an actual press event. So it's that's another cool thing, which means we'll also get just more information in general because. Press conferences are normally like an hour, at least based on the E3 ones, they're like an hour and 30 minutes long. So, no, I'm not sure Nintendo would go that far, but but, you get the point. They last, at least, twice as long as just regular Nintendo Directs.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm really curious about is, okay, let's go back to, the trailer, the reveal trailer, for example. There was 3 games, 4 technically, first party games. Of course, there was Breath of the Wild, of course, but that was the Wii U version. That was very obviously the Wii U version they were playing. And then they had the Mario Kart 8, and then they had Splatoon, and then they had one other game. What was it? Was there like another game?
It looked like I don't know, like Skyrim or something. I'm not sure.
No, Skyrim. Then there was like the NBA 2K whatever game, and I swear there was another first-party game on there. Maybe it wasn't. I feel like there was.
We have
the new Mario game.
We have Project Sonic 2017 also for the NX. I mean, the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, they announced that like. Side note, like I just remember like when I did that, when I watched that, I was like NX.
Yeah,
like that was like literally the only thing about that entire reveal I cared about was the fact that NX was on the little corner of the screen. I should still like upload that segment just like by itself.
Yeah.
I should totally do that, but I don't know, I'm too lazy to do that. Anyways, back to this. So the interesting thing is about the Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon. Well, like I just said there, Mario Kart 8. Like that was Mario Kart 8. That was literally just Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Which normally, like if at first it looks like it's just like the Wii U game, just putting Wii U footage. But then of course, but if you notice quickly. And of course, Andre from Game Explain loves to point this out. But they had King Boo, which was from Double Dash originally. They had the 2 items, which was from Double Dash, and they showed the footage on Yoshi's Circuit, which was originally from Double Dash. So, like, I saw like the discussion video, and like they're basically thinking that either this is just a port where they'll add like a Double Dash mode, like they could add a Double Dash mode, or they'll just add new stuff, because people point out that, well, if this was a port, would we even get another game down the line? Because Nintendo likes to release like one game from their franchises per system. Like, one Smash Bros, one 3D Mario, one Zelda, stuff like that. They only do one. So if we got this port, if this Mario Kart port was really just a port and that's what we actually got, would we get a Mario Kart 9, or would they just keep updating the Mario Kart 8 port with more DLC?
Mario Kart 8 looks stunning in HD.
Like the Wii U version of Mario Kart is like one of the best looking games on the system. Like it looks pretty good.
Much.
Like there are some like shadows that they could probably improve. But for the most part, it's pretty much flawless as it is. Well, at least as far as the visuals go. But if there's one thing they could add to Mario Kart 8 that I've been wanting forever, and everyone's been wanting forever, and I know Game Explain has wanted forever, add more. Basically fix the battle mode. It's basically one thing I want. That's really the only thing that game needs. I mean, the racing, like the regular racing, that's flawless. Like that's fine. But like we need more. We need a better battle mode.
An improvement of like battle mode.
Well, technically the mode itself isn't the problem. It's the maps. Like we need actual maps.
Yeah.
They just use the standard courses, and that doesn't work at all. I tried it. It's sort of fun, but it's not the same as like the arena style ones. We need more arena style maps, like in the old games. That's really the only thing that game needs. If they could put in like a few of those maps, then boom, like that'd be fine.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Another thing that I know people would like is just like this idea of how about instead of Mario Kart, just like Nintendo Kart, Super Smash Kart, where they just have all kinds of characters. I mean, they kind of already loosened the gates with putting Link and the Villager in there, so it's like why not put more? And the fact that Captain Falcon has 2 stages and he's not in the actual game.
Yeah, so he should have been an actual character.
Like why put the Blue Falcon in 2 stages in there? Not put him in there.
I know.
Makes no sense.
Smash, which is acceptable since he's one of the original 12 from the N64 version. So they kept them in the game, obviously. They gotta keep, the original 12 from the first game in the game. Like, in every new Smash iteration, they gotta keep the...
Well, yeah, of course, they're never gonna cut the original 12.
Yep.
But it's like, there's no reason for him to not be in Mario Kart when all this other stuff is in there. And plus the fact that, of course, it's a racing game. And from what we know, there's not any new F-Zero on the horizon yet. Maybe they'll announce one at the event, but we don't know. So it's like, there's no reason to not put him in there. I mean, he's technically, like, if there's like the Mii costume of him, but... Ooh, a Mii costume.
His actual character. You added like the F-Zero stages. You added his F-Zero racer. The Blue Falcon. Like they added that in, but they don't add Captain Falcon.
I mean, Link is in the game and he has a stage. Villager's in the game and they have a stage. And
So why not
you know,
Captain Falcon?
F-Zero, Captain Falcon, they have a stage, but he's not in the game. Like, is there any other yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So, maybe that's maybe that'll be, and plus the fact that they have that 200cc mode they added, that basically makes it F-Zero. I've tried it; it's way too fast. Like, yeah, like the courses are not designed around that mode, and it's really hard to control. But hey, I know people like that because it's like F-Zero, so it's like you got all this F-Zero stuff in there. You don't put them in there. Anyways, enough with that. The point is, like, the real question is what they showed us, like, is that what we're actually getting? Like, did they just make that footage for the trailer, or what is that going to be the actual game? Well, they have done stuff like that before. Like, people, like, I also remember in that Game Explained video, they point out how when the GameCube was first announced and they showed off quote-unquote Mario Kart for Nintendo GameCube, they literally just recycled Mario and Luigi's models from Melee, and they just put them in carts and they called it a day with that footage. So they've definitely been lazy when it comes to that stuff. So, they could just mean nothing, and the new game is going to be completely different, but, yeah. But actually, I think the more curious thing is the Splatoon footage, because at first that looks like it's a port, and maybe it is, but there's a lot more new stuff in there than the Mario Kart one. Like, they have new clothes, new guns, there's a new stage, like there's a lot more new stuff, new hairstyles, stuff that people wanted in the original game that's in that footage. So it's like, and plus the fact that they have different starting animations and stuff. So that's probably a sequel. I don't know. I just think that's too different. Just granted, of course, that's only like a 6-second footage, but it looks. But it just looks a little too different. And then of course, Breath of the Wild. That was obviously the Wii U one. But another thing that's also curious is the Mario, like the new 3D Mario, because at first I was like thinking, oh, maybe that's like a tech demo, but I don't know. The more I see it and the more I look at it, the more I think that's actually gonna be the new game. Which at first, when I first saw it, it looked like 3D World. Like that's what it looks like when you first see it. But then you look at it more, it looks a lot more like Super Mario 64.
Super Mario Galaxy 3. It could be Super Mario Galaxy 3, which is what people are hoping.
That would be awesome, but
that would be awesome. I played through the first game and the second game, and I love them.
I'm thinking, from what I've seen, it looks like a combination of 64 and Galaxy with the art style of 3D World. At least from that little clip of footage we've seen, that's what it looks like to me. And people point out stuff like how there's a hub world, and the fact that you can see the hearts from Super Mario 64 in the background and stuff. So it's very, very interesting. So yeah, that's definitely something that's got me intrigued. But yeah, aside from that, that's basically all the stuff they showed in the trailer, and yeah, coming out in March, of course, that's not any different. Some people are like, if they didn't show it off this month, then it would be delayed. Well, they proved us wrong. Yeah, it is not being delayed. So yeah. And then, of course, everyone was like, finally, we were done with the rumors. We can finally just get some actual information. And then Nintendo did exactly what no one wanted. And they were like, hey, this this reveal? Well, that's all you're going to be getting for the rest of the year. You got to wait till next year for more info.
Yep, we got to wait, 3 or 4 months.
We already waited, over a year to figure out what this thing is. Yeah. You tell us what it is, and then you're telling us to wait longer. Come on. And what's weird is that they've already broken their rule, because they had that Q&A with Kineshima a few days ago where he talked all kinds of stuff about the Switch. Nothing super major, but he still talked about stuff like the game cards and how it won't have backwards compatibility. He's talking about stuff for it. So they've already broken that rule.
Broke that rule.
So that, but another thing is interesting is the response from some of the third-party devs. Most of them have been positive, of course, but then there's stuff for example the Skyrim and NBA footage that they showed in the trailer. According to Bethesda and 2K, that wasn't real, or they just made that for the footage or something. And we have no confirmed titles to announce right now or something. and people are like saying that that's a load of garbage, and those games totally do exist. They're just not going to announce them right now, even though they're in the footage. But whatever you want, Nintendo.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, why would they go out and say that? Like, honestly.
People said that maybe the third-party companies are still under NDA or something, which maybe they are, but we've gotten like the Sonic game, for example. They were allowed to say that 4 months ago.
Exactly, before the Nintendo Switch was even revealed.
Heck, back in July 2015, when Square announced that Dragon Quest was going to be coming to it. That was really, really early. That was like the first game that got announced, and Nintendo was perfect. Well, okay, they weren't at first, because I think Square like retracted their statement. But of course we all knew that was just Nintendo telling them, hey, don't say anything about the NX yet. We're not revealing it for another year. They didn't want them to say anything, but that eventually was fully announced like a few weeks ago. Like, yeah, that is actually happening. So, yeah. But another thing is, like, if there are other games, like, which of course there are from third parties, why not show those instead? Like, for example, like one thing I thought would be pretty cool, like if they could do it, is like if they could put like Battlefield 1 on the Switch. Like, that'd be pretty cool if they could show that off. Like, that'd be pretty impressive, because it's like one of the most graphically demanding games out there. And it's like, if they could show that on the Switch, like, how cool would that be? Like, show something, like why can't they have that? Are they not allowed to show that, or if assuming it exists, why wouldn't they show that? Like that, because like with Skyrim, people point out, well, Skyrim's like a 5-year-old game, but the reason why everyone really cared is because, there's that special edition, that enhanced port that came out like yesterday for the PS4 and Xbox One, and presumably that's what the Switch version would be. It would be the enhanced edition. But ultimately, it would still be a 5-year-old game, but I mean, Dragon Quest is coming, and Sonic is coming, and those are modern games, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that Sonic 2017 Project 2017. Oh, interesting. I mean, we can't say, oh, it's a bad game, it's a good game. It hasn't, like, we haven't seen more of it to actually give an opinion on the game yet.
Well, so far it looks good, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they deliberately made, like, the second everyone saw it, they're like, oh, it's Generations 2, it's Generations 2. And then, like, the producer of the game is like, no, it's a completely new thing. And I'm like, it looks like Generations 2. Well,
I know, right?
So it's like, whatever you want to say. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the fact that they kept classic Sonic in there just made me think it's Generations 2. Yeah, and whatever the third Sonic is going to be, because there's going to be a third one. And of course, everyone doesn't want it to be Boom Sonic, but I think that's probably what it would end up being. Either that or Dreamcast Sonic. That's not what I've heard, is Dreamcast Sonic. But Dreamcast Sonic is basically just modern Sonic, though. So it's like, I think that wouldn't really be that big of a difference. Like, I mean, to be fair, like, even I said this before, like, the only reason people hate Sonic Boom is because of Rise of Lyric, and that's literally it. Because if Rise of Lyric didn't happen in the state it did, it would not have as much hate as it does.
Yeah. And also, Fire and Ice, from what I've heard, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that's pretty good too, which is probably but that's not going to clear Sonic Boom's terrible reputation. Like they might as well just kill off that series. Like, the damage is done; it's not coming back. So like
they'll probably just keep on producing episodes for the TV show, since people like that.
Yeah, because I mean, Sonic Boom's games are like they're just too tainted. The Wii U game, Rise of Lyric, has tainted it. It's not. Yeah, but it should just be like TV exclusive from this point onwards.
Because the TV show works.
The TV show is like the only part of Sonic Boom I've actually heard is good. So, well, it's the part that's like the best or something. Anyways, enough about Sonic. Let's talk about Square Enix, because there's some we kind of already talked about them a little bit, but like the two games everyone wants to know: will Kingdom Hearts 3 be on there, and will Final Fantasy 15 be on there? Because they've hinted at some, because one of the producer behind Final Fantasy 15 said that he's very interested in the NX. the Switch. Like they've said some stuff about it. I don't think that Square, anyone at Square, has said anything saying one way. Like they've never said that it would happen or it wouldn't happen or that they're considering it. Like they've never said anything like that. I mean, for example, when when everyone was like, will Final Fantasy 15 get like a PC version? And they're like, well, we're not really into getting the PC version right now. We're focusing on the console versions, and then maybe maybe we'll go for PC, but that would be like a year from now or something. Like I don't think that would happen soon.
After, like, the game
and then of course, like for Kingdom Hearts, it's like there's not been a single Kingdom Hearts game on PC, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
But there are Kingdom Hearts games, for example, they've traditionally been released on PlayStation for consoles and then on Nintendo handhelds. And this is that hybrid and all, so you never know.
Kingdom Hearts, they have encoded.
Plus another thing is that Kingdom Hearts is not really a graphically demanding game.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying the graphics are bad; they look pretty good. But it's not like Battlefield 1 or anything. Like it shouldn't be that hard to run. I don't see why that would be that difficult to port over or something.
Yeah, I hope they bring Kingdom Hearts 3 and the new Final Fantasy 15 to the Switch.
But personally, I think that Final Fantasy 7 Remake has a much better chance than Final Fantasy 15. And everyone said this like over a year ago, but when Cloud got in Smash, everyone was pretty sure. Maybe we don't know. It's never been confirmed or denied, but it's been very assumed that Nintendo and Square made some kind of deal for putting Cloud in Smash. That okay, well if he's gonna be in Smash, there had to be some other reason. And people are pretty sure that means that Final Fantasy VII will be coming to the Switch as like a part of that deal, or just in general, I guess some kind of like we support Nintendo type of thing. And plus it'd be kind of hilarious because people have also said this, everyone knows about it by now, but Final Fantasy VII was like the biggest thing that kind of killed Nintendo's third-party support back in the N64. Like it was gonna be on the N64, but because they didn't have enough space on the cartridges, Square moved over to Sony on PlayStation. That's what like hurt them the most that generation. So to be bringing like the remake to the Switch would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would help them a lot if people actually buy the Switch version.
The only real downside is the fact that the Switch version would be coming out later because, like, just like a side note, like, why haven't we seen any footage of that game? We haven't seen footage of that game in a year. like I get that they're trying to push Final Fantasy 15, but come on, like, I want to see the remake. That's what I care about more. I'm sure we'll see at the PlayStation event, like not next month, like in December, but it's like, come on, show something. Yeah. But yeah, like back when it was revealed at E3 2015, the internet exploded. Yeah, I remember seeing all those reaction videos, and yeah, it was pretty funny. But anyways, so the point is, like, back when that was revealed, it said in the trailer that it would be coming first to PlayStation 4. So, and the fact that Final Fantasy 15 is coming to the Xbox One means that I'm sure Final Fantasy 7 will come to the Xbox One, but it's definitely going to be coming to the Switch. There's just no way it's not going to.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least I'm hoping it does, because that would definitely give Nintendo some points right there or something. Like that'd be a really good thing just for multiple ways.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
So it's like, yeah, and like, okay, I don't know, so let's talk about level 5 then. That's definitely something interesting. Because, I'm sure everyone's going to be like, oh, the Yokai Watch game. Well, I don't think that's going to happen first. That's for sure.
Yeah, because, if you've seen Game Explain's recent video on level 5 supporting Nintendo Switch, like, they're not supporting it at launch. They're going to be supporting it once they can actually, get around to, using, finding a way to, implement their games into the console.
Which I think is kind of weird because, what the heck is there to implement? At least if you're like with Yokai Watch, for example, that I can kind of understand because, if there's not, because it's not dual screen. So how you gotta do how you gotta do the battle system or something like, okay, that I can understand. But like games like Ni no Kuni, for example, like what's stopping you from porting Ni no Kuni over?
I know.
Like
they might port Professor. I'm not sure if they'll port Professor Layton.
Yeah, Layton, the new one, like Lady Layton or whatever. Like that one's coming out next year, and it's coming out actually. It's actually coming out on both the 3DS and iOS and Android, which is kind of strange. Same with Snack World. That's coming out on the 3DS and iOS and Android. So yeah, but it's like. At least, yeah. So it's like also Layton's a game that revolves around the touch screen. I think from what I've seen, like it's a touch screen based game, which explains why it's on the 3DS and like mobile and not like on the PS4 or whatever. Although I think I've said this in the past, but like if they ever made like a Yokai Watch game for the PS4, it wouldn't be that hard because they could just use the touchpad on the controller to do the different motions or whatever. Like I think they could just use the touchpad. Like that would be good enough. But the Switch doesn't have anything like that, and even though the screen on it's gonna have a touch screen, it's only gonna be one screen, which they could get around that. Like the Yokai Watch port for iOS and Android that's coming out like in a few months or whatever. Like that, like they're gonna have it split up so that they just split the screen. So the top screen is like the map and your character or whatever, and then the bottom screen is where like all the moves are. Like but they can't do that on the Switch because you can't use the handheld tablet part in the dock. You have to have it in the dock if you're using it on the TV. So they would have to make it so that it would revolve. You would have to use like the controller for it to work. I'm sure they could find a way to get around that, or they could just do like Busters or something like that doesn't really revolve around the touch screen.
I can foresee Busters working on that.
Like I guess like Busters or like the Yokai Sankuchi game or something like that. Like it's really just the main series that I could really see having a kind of a hard time without the touch screen really being there. But I'm sure they would find a way to get around it somehow. And then for every other level 5 franchise, I don't think it would be that hard. Aside from like Layton and Yokai Watch, everything else would be pretty easy to implement, I would think. Or they could just port like Yokai Watch Just Dance or something, and that would work. Like
they could probably do that.
Like, cause I mean, like, come on. Just Dance comes out on literally every platform known to mankind. They still release them on the original Wii for crying out loud. So
I know, like, why did they even release them on the original Wii? What's the point? Nobody's gonna buy it on the original Wii.
And it was weird is that the new one, like Just Dance 2017, which was literally what's funny about Just Dance 2017 is that the reason why everyone was hyped over it is solely because they announced it was for the NX at the event. Like, they put in the little box, like, Just Dance 2017 is coming to this, and Nintendo NX. And they put it in the trailer on the thing. And Nintendo is completely fine with that, but they didn't announce anything then. Because, we got focus on Zelda. Whatever. But, anyways, so, what was I talking about again? I think I lost my track. Lost track of what I was saying.
You were talking about level 5.
Level 5. No, I was talking about Just Dance before. Oh yeah, the one thing about Just Dance is about this game, the new one, is that it's going to be the first and probably only one that will be on 3 different generations of Nintendo hardware: the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch. It's like on 3 different Nintendo hardware. I just kind of find that interesting. Like 3 different generations is getting the same game. But yeah. Yeah, Yokai Watch Just Dance, they port that. I don't care if it's only Japan only, as long as the thing is region-free, like we've heard. Yeah, that's another thing, is that it's rumored it'll be region-free. Then, boom, we just import it. So it's like, what could he do? I mean, it's not like Just Dance is a game where you have to read anything. I mean, it's a dancing game, for crying out loud. Like, what could he do?
The Switch is region-free, so you can just buy the Japanese version and play it on there. That's what I like about the Switch. It's region-free.
Yeah, it's not confirmed, but it's been rumored for a while, especially recently. Emily's been confirming it's region-free, and I'm inclined to believe her because she's gotten everything right so far. The real question is, if it's region-free, can you add Japanese accounts, or can you access the Japanese eShop?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be something, because like this happened on like the 3DS. Like if you like install like a homebrew hack, so you can like use region-free. You can't access the Japanese eShop, so that means you can't get DLC, you can't get updates, so you can't play online. Like, you gotta, like, if you're gonna have region-free, it has to be, like, full-on region-free. Like, you can add Japanese accounts, you can add European accounts, you can access the European, Australian, Korean, whatever region. You have to be able to access all the eShops. You should be able to add whatever account you want. Like, they gotta have all of that for it to work correctly.
Yeah, they should have all of that to work correctly. I mean, honestly, that's what they should add. I mean, I hope this rumor is true since she's been, her rumors have been true so far.
Yeah, so far she's been correct. So it's like, yeah, I'm hoping that that's true. And if it is, that's like, it's kind of like, yay, Nintendo, welcome to the 21st century. Thank you for joining the modern world and not having region locking.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, I mean, come on. I mean, even the PS3 was region free. The Nintendo's handhelds up until the 3DS, they were all region free. Up until the 3DS was the first one where it wasn't region free, but all the ones before that, they were all region free. So it's like, what's the point of it? So yeah, hopefully that's finally gone, and I'm sure it is, because I mean, I trust Emily, so that's definitely nice to know. Which means I don't have to spend $250 to import a console to play Yokai Watch anymore. So that's, I don't have to waste money on that, unless I really want to.
Were you aware of homebrew and downgrading at the time?
Why, what?
Were you aware of downgrading your 3DS so you can install homebrew channel, all that?
Like that was one thing I had to do at one point by I basically would just put the homebrew on there and I would never update my 3DS. Yes. Because I follow that one guy on Twitter that he's like a part of like the 3DS hacking community. Every time there's a new update, he scans through it and makes sure like there's nothing there. If there is something there, they'll disable the homebrew. He tells everyone, he's like, don't update and all that stuff. So. But I haven't used Homebrew in a few months because, I mean, the only reason I used it was so I could have region free, but I have the Japanese 3DS now, so it's basically pointless.
Yeah.
Even then, though, I barely use it. So it's kind of like a waste of money, but, if the Switch is region free, I don't have to worry about spending that stuff. I can just, play the game. And it's not just Yokai Watch, it's like that, even though it's definitely, like, the biggest thing. Just, like, games, like most Nintendo games launch in Japan first, so I don't have to wait. Like when Smash came out on the 3DS, it came out like 1 month before, and I was really annoyed by that. Like, why does Japan get this game before we do? It's like the biggest Nintendo game of all time. So it's like, why isn't we not getting that at the same time?
But hey, at least we're the first ones to get Smash on Wii U.
So yeah, that was nice. It's like, okay, you guys get the 3DS version first, but we get the definitive version first. Yeah. So it's like we get that at least. But even then, the gap wasn't as big. Like, the Wii U version came out on November 21st. It didn't come out in Japan until December 6th. So that was like a 2-week difference, whereas with Smash 3DS, it was a 1-month difference.
Yeah.
So bigger gap, but whatever. I guess we'll take our small victories, I guess. And speaking of Smash, like, there's going to be a Smash port. Like, of course they didn't show it, but it's going to be a thing. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't. It's like the most popular game. Well, it's like, well, not the most popular. It's like one of the most popular games on the Wii U. And if they're porting Mario Kart and Splatoon, Smash is going to be there, whether Sakurai likes it or not. So it's like, yeah. But even then, it's like, will there be new stuff? Well, there probably will be new stuff. Like, there's no reason why they wouldn't. I mean, Mario Kart has new stuff. Splatoon has new stuff. There's gonna be new stuff, and that's ultimately what I just want. Like, they should have just kept putting more stuff on the Wii U version, but no, Sakurai didn't want to. It's like, oh, I'm done with Smash, and then he's like, oh, I'm moving on to my next project, and I would not be surprised if Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch is the next game he's working on. But even then, that once again brings up that whole idea of, well, if we get a Smash Wii U port, will we get a new game at all? And I think I agree with Game Explain when I say if we do get one, we're not going to get one until like the very end of the generation.
Yeah, like, I think that happened with the Wii U version where we got it. No, we didn't. We got it. I think. We got it like 2 years or 1 year before the Wii U was officially, done.
What?
We got it in 2014. Yeah, 2014, and then so I think probably probably 2 years before the Wii U's lifespan ended, basically.
Because okay, I'm thinking like this, because Brawl came out in 2008. the Wii U was announced in 2011, and during the Wii U's announcement was when Iwata first announced that Smash Bros. Would be coming to both the Wii U and the 3DS. And then, we fast forward to 2013, that's when it was first announced, and then they both came out in 2014. So, so yeah, that's why I'm thinking, I don't know, that the gap between, 2011 was when it was first announced, it came out in 2014, but it was in development from, 2010, starting around 2010, so it's so Smash Wii U came out in, November 2014. It is almost November of 2016. It's been 2 years since the game was released. And even though they've been adding DLC and stuff, they could still have been working on the prototype for the next version, or been working on the port that early. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, yeah. But just for the record, if it does come out, just give me Inkling and I'll shut up. That's all I really want in the new version, honestly. Just give me the Inkling, and that's all. I'll take that. There's other characters I'd like, obviously, but all I want. Yeah, I should totally do that. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I think I heard a long time ago that when the Smash Ballot was a thing, that Jibanyan was the most voted character in Japan or something like that, which makes sense because Yokai Watch is huge over there. But it's but it's kind of weird because Bayonetta got in because she was the #1 most voted character in Europe, so whatever. But she was but she was also one of the top 5 characters in the U.S. Whereas Yokai Watch wasn't even out when the ballot was a thing. So Jibanyan had 0 chance of getting in simply because he wasn't released in the West yet. So no one really knew about him until the ballot ended. In fact, the first episode of the dub came out on October 5th, 2 days after the ballot ended. So, yeah, I kind of just barely missed it there.
Yeah, barely missed it.
Not that it would have made a difference, but, still, just kind of find that funny.
I mean,
2 days late.
It would have been cool if, they added, Jibanyan,
I'm surprised they didn't add, a costume, or, a me thing. When Monster Hunter gets it, that's big in Japan. And there's Takamaru to some other very obscure franchises they've added as costumes. Why not Jibanyan? There's no reason to not have a costume for him at the very least. He should have had that at least. Come on. What was there was some really obscure characters Digger the Doug something or another, something no one even knows about. Come on, why not put Jibanyan in there? Because he's recognizable. And as far as the whole, and I know people are gonna say, it wouldn't sell well enough. He would sell well enough in Japan alone to justify making him, whether it's a me costume or a full character. If he was DLC in any form, he would sell enough in Japan alone to justify making it, let alone how much it sells over here.
Then Sakurai would be he'll gather his team together and he'll be let's implement Jibanyan in the game. That'd be perfect, right?
The only problem is that, of course, everyone would be like, ugh, Jibanyan, why are you putting this rip-off Pikachu in Smash? We wanted Ridley, we wanted K. Rool.
I know.
Okay,
that fanboys wouldn't shut up.
So it's that's the real problem, is that people would feel like Jibanyan would be taking a slot from someone else. That's basically what would happen. But if they were smart, they could announce one of the characters people wanted along. Well, then actually no, that would just create the problem with Korn. When Korn was first announced, no one wanted Korn. We don't want Korn. Why is Korn in the game? It would basically just be that all over again, where it's they put in a character that no one asked for no reason or something. Except the only difference is that. Well, and with that, the game wasn't even out in the U.S. yet, which I guess kind of circumvents the whole thing of where it's Yokai Watch wasn't even out in the U.S. yet. But the difference is that Yokai Watch is not a Nintendo franchise. It's pretty much a Nintendo franchise, because it's basically only on Nintendo hardware, but it's not a Nintendo franchise. Whereas Fire Emblem is a Nintendo franchise, so I guess that just kind of counts, I guess. But yeah, aside from characters and stuff, one thing I'd love to see is the return of Break the Targets or something like that. That's something that people have been wanting, because we didn't ask for this Angry Birds thing. Like I actually do legitimately like that mode. It's a fine mode, but it's nowhere near break the targets or board the platforms or any of the other side modes that they've had before. Now it's just like all silent. Okay.
Yeah, I just like how it just went silent.
Or like if not that, bring back like the Subspace Emissary or something like that, like a story mode. Yeah. That's something that was something that was absent in the Wii U game. They didn't have a story mode.
News was like, that we're not gonna make a story mode because he's afraid that people will upload the cutscenes to YouTube.
Hey Sakurai, this is the 21st century, not 1995.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And if you really care about that much, then just have Nintendo copyright claim them for you.
Yep, that's how it would work.
But he's okay with all the reaction videos of them reacting to his character. Like, yeah, I think he's over that by this point. Actually, I think that's the reason why Nintendo did like all this different character reveal trailers, because like he wanted to control the content flow himself, not just have everything leak. Well, that didn't work, but he tried. Because that big leak that happened in August 2014, where they leaked the entire character roster.
Yeah, Nintendo had to remember those videos that were Nintendo had to to the ground.
Wait, what? Your voice cut off for a second.
Oh, Nintendo had a copyright strike them to the ground. Like those videos were basically deleted, and I heard I think it was a Best Buy user who he got
okay, from what I've heard is that that version that was leaked, that was a copy that someone got from the ESRB when Nintendo sent them a copy of the game for review. Yeah. And then but it's basically the one thing Nintendo should not have done is they should not have copyright claimed it, because here's how it works. It's not just Nintendo, it's anything. If a company copyrights something that's leaked, it's confirmed. Boom, it's confirmed. You just confirmed it because you copyright claimed it. You wouldn't have copyright claimed if it was fake. So it's that was a terrible idea from Nintendo's move, because the fact that they copyright claimed it and it just told literally everyone it's real because they claimed it, which means it's real. So it's that's kind of their fault. I mean, people are oh, well, with the Rayman leak, that was copyright claimed too. Well, that wasn't really copyright claimed. What happened with that one is that Artsiami, he took the video down, so it would have the same kind of the video got removed type message appear, and make people think, oh my god, Nintendo pressured them to take the video down. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. And the fact that Ubisoft said they're going to do an official response to that, which I don't know if they ever did, and they're oh, it's confirmed because Ubisoft's going to say something about it. Well, it's and of course that didn't happen. So yeah.
I remember that video of him, basically telling everybody that it was a fake. Oh my gosh, I remember that when the internet blew up.
Yeah, I remember. I was actually super freaking hyped when because before that point, everyone basically trusted leaks as fact, especially after that. After the Smash roster leak, everyone was oh, this is legit, because they showed the title screen. It looked really legit. Of course, it wasn't, but it looked like it. But it looked like it was real. It looked real, and I thought it was real too. I was convinced it was real. Now but people do have a point that if it was real, he would have shown the gameplay. He didn't show gameplay. That's true, but I don't know. I thought that for most people back then, a title screen would have been enough, because it looked real. You had the animations and everything, and it doesn't. Yeah, and then of course. But he also said the reason he did that was because he wanted to show people how easy it is you can fake a leak. And that's why leaks have been no one trusts leaks anymore. Because because every time I see something that looks really, because every time I see a leak that looks like it could be real, I'm remember Omni? Remember what happened then? Yeah, this could be that. It could be this, where it looks like it's legit, but it's not.
But it's not.
Yeah, so it's yeah, this could be another Omni, so it's yeah. So yeah, aside from that, I'm thinking what's some other stuff they could add? Oh yeah, offline tournament mode that some people wanted, because they had tournament mode, but it was only online. It wasn't offline in Brawl or Melee. So yeah, that Subspace Emissary, Break the Targets, more DLC and stages and stuff, and yeah, I think that's really all I would want.
That's what they should add for the Switch version of Smash 4, or you know, if it's a version like a new game, since the annual releases for Smash and Mario Kart and all that. But from the looks of it, for Mario Kart, they might just port it, and then add double dash features to the game.
Yeah. Actually, I saw someone already made like a logo for like the Super Smash Bros. For Switch. They made like a logo it looks like it could be the real logo. Like it looks that good. Like it has like the effect, like the flame effect. It looks really legit.
Yeah, that looks really
like I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally exactly what the logo looks like. It looks like the official logo. Looks like what it would be like.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Okay, let's talk about something different, I guess. Actually, I was saying this isn't really a big thing, but just kind of something I'm curious about. How are they gonna do the boxes for the Switch? Because I mean, it's a cartridge-based system, so they gotta be like 3DS boxes where they're like a square, or is it gonna be like the Wii U boxes where they're like a DVD case?
Like SD cards.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're like basically like SD card type things, but it's like.
Yeah.
What I'm just wondering is like what's the boxes gonna look like? I mean, like, because like on theory, I'm thinking that they're gonna be like the 3DS boxes because they're a cartridge and everything, but then that would kind of make it seem more like a handheld. I don't know. It just makes it seem like it'd be less. I don't know. I think that they would want to go with, like, at least like something like with the Xbox One, the PS4. They're not full DVD cases. They're like Blu-ray type cases where they're like a bit smaller, a bit thinner. I don't know. Like they don't need much because I mean. Even Nintendo has abandoned manuals, which, by the way, I really like manuals. They should bring those back.
Yeah, they
in
should.
fact, Smash Wii U was the last game I've ever owned, and the last game I've probably ever seen that actually had a full manual.
Yeah.
Like now they just have that stupid little like go to this area on the console. They'll read the electronic manual. That's the only thing they ever put in there nowadays. It's like, come on, bring back manuals. No one reads the electronic ones. Bring us back the actual manuals. Oh well. Who knows? Yeah, I'm sure that the Switch version will just. Actually, no, the Switch version will probably have that that little thing where it's like I'll show you like the fighters' moves or whatever. I think that's separate from the regular manual. I think in the 3DS one, like it's like a separate thing from the regular manual.
Yeah.
But aside from that, yeah, I'll just have the little plastic, electronic manual thing, and that'll be it. Yeah. So yes, game boxes. Okay, is there anything else we can talk about here?
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to think if there's something.
Like everything, but like I don't know. Oh yeah, the price. Like in the I've heard rumors about the price being like $380 or either $400. That's what I've heard.
And I'm like, that's a load of garbage because the Wii U costed less than that.
Yeah, it cost like $350.
And the fact that Miyamoto has said that they want to keep the price lower than the Wii U. So it's like, yeah. I'm thinking $250 for the base model, $300 for the deluxe bundle, or the Pro Controller bundle, or the special Zelda bundle, something like that. But I think the base model will be like $250, especially when the Xbox One, like the original fat Xbox One, that was like $250 a while ago. So it's like, yeah, I think $250 would be a good idea for them because that's less than.
Plus the PlayStation, like Sony, like it's a success. It's just the price.
Because I mean, one of the reasons why the PS4 kind of like, quote unquote, won very early on was solely because it costed less than the Xbox One, and it didn't. So it's like that, yeah. But it's like fast forward now, and the Xbox One, the PS4. Actually, no, the Xbox One technically costs less than the PS4 now, but not really by much. Like they're basically both at the $300 price point. I mean, like the PS4 Slim and the Xbox One S, they're both $300 at the base model. But I definitely think it'd be a good idea if Nintendo went like $250. I mean, if there's of course, if there's like a Zelda bundle or a Pro Controller bundle, I'm gonna get that bundle. But for the people that don't care, they just want the system. $250 sounds like it'd be a good idea, especially
I want the bundle. That's what I want.
Well, yeah, like if they release some like limited edition gold Zelda Breath of the Wild bundle, I'm getting that one.
Same.
So it's like if they ever, yeah. But for people that don't care about the bundles, yeah, $250 is like the standard price. I'm assuming.
That's actually a good move on Nintendo's part. They actually do that.
Because it's kind of like a comment, like, because, you know, the 3DS, the new 3DS XL is 200, the Wii U is 300, and then the new hybrid is 250. So it's kind of like, yeah, it kind of works like that. But yeah,
it does work.
yeah, if they have bundles, then yeah, I'll go for the bundle. But you know, you have the point. So yeah.
Yeah, I have the point.
But yeah, aside from that, I'm trying to think if there's something else here because I feel like there's something I'm forgetting here. Trying to think what that would be.
For the console, like, did they reveal that?
No, we don't know the specs. Actually, that's something we didn't really talk about. Okay, from what I've heard from Emily, at least, the thing will have like 4 gigs of RAM. When we know it's going to be running off the Tegra. That was already confirmed. Which we don't know what Tegra it is, but it's rumored it'll be a custom Tegra. Yeah, 4 gigs of RAM is the rumored thing. Of course, we talked about that. The screen, it's going to be like 720p screen, which for everyone that complains about that, 720p is more than enough for that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 720p is enough for my phone. It's like, if it's fine enough for my phone, it's going to be fine for, the Switch screen. So it's like, but aside from like stuff like that, we don't really know that much. I mean, aside from that, actually there was one other thing, on the dock, there's like the 2 USB ports, so, you know, you can, the Smash Bros. Wii U gamepad adapter, the gamepad adapter, that'll work, because it'll have the 2 ports. The HDMI port on it, I think, is only 1.4, which basically just means it doesn't do 4K 60, so Netflix, 4K and stuff like that, and that might not be as easy to do, but I don't know, it's just rumored, of course, but from what I've heard, it's 1080p 60 or 4K 30 is like the max of the thing can display on the TV with the dock. But yeah, aside from that, 4 gigs of RAM, I don't know, that sounds too low for me, because most games require 8 gigs now, and that's what the Xbox One and PS4 have, they have 8 gigs. But at the same time, I've also seen like some recent videos where like games will run just fine on 4 gigs, so maybe it'll be fine, I don't know, we'll have to see, especially, if you want that support. But I think the real thing that they need to have is they need to make sure that Tegra is good, because from what I've heard, it's going to be the Tegra 2, the X2, which is theoretically on the same level as the Xbox One PS4 in terms of performance, which is what they need if they want that third-party support. So hopefully that's true, but if it's anything weaker, then that might be a little hard, unless they want to cap every game at 720p. But, I mean, look what that did to the Xbox One. It didn't really help much. Well, not every game runs at 720p. That's another thing that's kind of a misconception. It's like, every game runs at 720p on the Xbox One. No! I think the reason why everyone says that is because all of the big games run at well, not all of them, but like a lot of the, like Battlefield, for example, that's 720p on the Xbox One, stuff like that. But most games are either 900p or 1080p, and remember that screen on the Switch is going to be 720p anyway. So it's like, even if the games were 720p, you wouldn't really notice it, because if you're playing on that screen at least. If you're on the TV, that might be different, but from what I've heard is, basically, the system will downclock when you have it in the handheld modes, you can save battery power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, that's another thing that's huge, like the battery life. What the heck is the battery life going to be for this thing?
I know. Like,
everyone says the battery life is going to suck. Like 3 hours, maybe 2, maybe. Like, basically like the Wii U gamepad in terms of battery life here.
Yeah.
Except maybe even worse, because the tablet, the handheld, that's the actual system, whereas the gamepad is just, the screen controller or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm sure I'll buy like a battery pack or something, but it's like, that's still like a concern, like the battery life, like, ooh, yeah, especially for a system that's promoting itself as being, console games on the go and everything, you gotta have at least a half-decent battery life.
Yeah,
which is another reason why they're probably going to go with that 720p screens, because that would save more battery life anyway.
That's actually a good move on.
But sacrificing that resolution is not really going to help if the battery life still sucks. I mean,
it's not going to help with the battery.
I mean, with for example, with the Wii U gamepad, it didn't get a battery pack until like 2015. Then in Japan, they secretly launched like an extended battery life pack out of nowhere. It didn't come into the US until like this year.
Yeah, that's weird.
They cannot wait that long to give us an extended... I'm sure it'll be like third parties and stuff, but personally, I don't waste my time with third party stuff. I only buy the official stuff, because third party stuff tends to be junk half the time. I've seen it.
I agree.
So it's like, yeah, hopefully it doesn't... I'm sure there will be an extended battery. Hopefully it won't last that long. But even then, the stock battery has to be decent. Like, I've seen Game Explain say like 4 to 5 hours, maybe, if we're lucky, but I don't know. I'm sure there'll be like power save modes and stuff like that, but how much?
Yeah, I hope at least make it like 4 hours or like 5 hours or even 6. Maybe
I think 6 is kind of pushing it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, 5 would be the amount. The right.
Yeah, I think like 4 or 5 would be like what we would get.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah, so and once again, like the Wii U gamepad, the DS, 3DS, all of them have the power save mode, so that'll also help as well. You can squeeze like another hour or something for all I know. Like you want as much battery life as you can on something like that. So yeah, I guess it kind of covers the specs. Like nothing was really confirmed, but Tegra, 4 gigs of RAM, the 720p screen, all that stuff seems to be almost concrete. Although I'm skeptical on the RAM, but we'll see. When nothing's confirmed, we'll find out in January. But
we'll find out on January 12th.
January 12th, and just another side note. I'm concerned about when that's going to be specifically because I checked on the calendar. It's on a Thursday, which means this thing better not be during school. It better not be.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be worried if it's gonna be like.
I'm gonna find a way to watch it. Like I'll have it secretly in the corner or something. Like I'll find a way to watch it, but I want to be able to stream it, and I can't do that if I'm stuck at school. So it's like. But since it's not like a 3-minute trailer, it's gonna be like a full press conference. They can't do it at like 7 a.m. like they did last time. That's not gonna work. It has to be like I'm thinking like how about start at like 3 p.m. or something like that. That'll be good. That means everyone would be home. Everyone could watch it. You would get the biggest audience, and just in general, that'd be a better idea.
That would be a better idea.
There hasn't been any official date. I even checked the Japanese website. There's no official time yet. Just January 12th. So I'll have to hope. I mean, the last few directs they've done have been in the morning. So I don't know. We'll have to see. This is, however, of course, you gotta remember that this is a Japan event, so it's gonna revolve around what time it is in Japan. So that's gonna be something kind of we gotta worry about, like. Because I'm willing to bet it's going to be like during the daytime in Japan, so it's going to be like during night over here. Like that's fine, I'll stay up all night. I don't care when it is, as long if it's at night, but yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of So, Thursday, it's going to be but either way, I'm going to watch that, of course, obviously, but yeah. Definitely a better idea if they saved it for like a Saturday or a Sunday, or even just Friday, just any other day besides like a weekday. Or, I don't know, during, like, a break or something. Like, I don't know. That would just be a better idea. Actually, no, a better idea would just be to do the event now. That would be a better idea, but, yeah. Of course, we can't get what we all want, I guess. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, I guess. So... Unless there's anything else I'm forgetting, I think that's pretty much all we have to really say on this. So I guess I'll just like a little final kind of thing here. So yeah, the Switch, it looks pretty cool. Definitely was skeptical at first, but we'll have to just see how the thing goes from here. But there's plenty of games on the way, a ton we don't even know about from both first and third party. But the sad thing is we're gonna have to wait till January, which is a little annoying. But at least we don't have to see people demand on Twitter to like reveal this, reveal that, reveal this. Like they did for like the past 3 months. Like that's all that was on Nintendo's Twitter account was literally just people saying reveal the NX, reveal the NX, reveal the NX. That's really all it was for 3 months, and then they finally did that, and it's probably a good thing they revealed that event early so people won't have to keep pestering them for that, because it's like, okay, we know when it's happening now, so yeah, that's a good thing. So yeah, I guess unless you have something else to say, then I think we'll just kind of end it here. I mean, this video is over an hour long, so we hope you guys enjoy how much content we've talked about here, but yeah, so, what the? What are you doing? Apparently, he's glitching out or something. Because I'm like, do you want to say something before we end this or not? I'm gonna guess that's a no because you aren't saying anything. So yeah, so that's our discussion, I guess. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and it's definitely nice to have someone else on here for once because it's kind of boring when it's just me talking. So definitely nice to have a nice lengthy discussion with someone else. So definitely want to do more of that in the future. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. This is Logan5 and IXP and Ender50 signing out, and we'll see you guys next time.